Join me this and every Tuesday at 7 to 8:30 p.m. as we discuss various interesting topics and take a look at the current happenings on our island and in our region. Just before you go on your bed, let's touch on the points with your host, Connie JE, right here on Flashpoint Radio. Yes, and welcome back to Just Before You Got Your Bed. You know, your girl Connie JE live in studios. Yes, I know you missed me. Yes, because why? I in turn missed you. And I'm so glad to be back with you today. You know, the short thing and the floating we are going, even though we kind of, they're on the edge, but I'm so glad for God's healing grace and power. I want to say shout out to all the VIPs. Thank you so much. I always have to tell them thanks because, the VIPs, they have been, have become a part of the family of Flashpoint Media. And, we're going places together. So shout out to all of you, from those that are in right here at home in the Cayman Islands, those that are in Jamaica, those that are in the US and in Canada, in England. Just want to say hello to all of you. And I know, say, Easter just done, so I want to still have bun and cheese. But something, I don't know if my memory is losing me because I'm young, so I don't really have memory problem. But I don't remember if anybody did carry a bun and cheese down to the studio for Easter. So, or maybe something is in the back. Bun and cheese. On Friday. Oh, okay. So y'all get off. Y'all get off. So how was the Easter? Listen, I drove across the island, and man, every crook and cranny of the beach had people. Tents were lined out, tables were set. Man, in the afternoons, you would see smoke rising up to meet the clouds because people are do them grill out at do. So, how was your camping? Listen, Cayman went, from 0 to 100 for the Easter when it came to camping out, getting them fish, getting, all the nice little items and camping gear and everything. I say, El Thompson sell out when it came to certain equipments and so forth, because Cayman decided they were going to have fun this Easter. I tell you, said the beach showed it. The beach, definitely, the thing kick off real well. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you had some fun facts about Easter, as we celebrate, I just want to make sure that you are in the know. That's what we do here at Flashpoint, keeping you in the know. And, want to say, shout out to all my peeps, my family and everything. A friend of mine called I was checking upon the elder. I just want to let everybody know that Elder Racine Smith is coming on well, doing well. just came back from doing a procedure in the U.S. and he's home resting well. We give God thanks for his keeping care and his grace, and we know that he's gonna come through. He's so excited. He anticipates the day when he takes the podium again. And trust me, it's gonna be something because he has a testimony, that surpasses any. And you're gonna wanna be there when Elder Racine takes the podium again. And it's so exciting, the things that God does when you look at how amazing he is, how intricate he is. And tonight on Just Before You Go to Bed, that's one of the things we'll be talking about. How dynamic God is, how crafty he is. Solomon did say, the man that made woman is a crafty man. So you must know, because we design different. So, we're going to look on a few of the things. Did you know, believe it or not, tonight, because God is so crafty, intricate, meticulous. And so we're going to look on some things that happens in nature. And, do some like a chit chat before you go to your bed, yeah? As you can see me in my pajama, even though it's a Christmas. But me can't really say Christmas is December 25th, you know what I mean? Because Jesus obviously never born in a snow time. So, since on a snow time, now I decide for wear my pajama. Because, we're just going to be casual tonight. And before we go to bed, you fix up and every little thing, beard upon, sweet upon everything, and you help the kids with the homework and all of that. And then we just have to chit chat a little bit, right? But of course, I have your weekly news in review. So we're going to go to a commercial break, and stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'll have a recap on the news for the past week. And, and I want to say a shout out to Pastor Marquino Farron that, when I was ill, came and, covered the segment for me, here with Miss Brown, right? That's her name, right? I can't remember her name. Petuna? Petagee, yes. So I just want to say thanks to Petagee and Pastor Marquino for filling in. And then of course Mikey G had last week just rolling with the top notch music just before you go to your bed, as we de-stress and get the thing off. So shout out to them and thank you so much. And again, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of Flashpoint Radio and Media. Stay tuned, because we'll be right back with your weekly news in review. Remember now, don't go anywhere. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm going to tell you something, before we go to this break here. You have them guys from Jamaica that does trick questions and weird questions, when they Mr. So Easy and all of them. Let them know, say, hey, just before you go to your bed, is gonna be connecting with them, because their thing can only go higher if they're connected to the creme de la creme of social media. Yes, and it is Flashpoint Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Constance E. Banks with your weekly news in review. Since 2020, the number of licensed drivers on Cayman's Road has increased from 53,000 to 62,000, with 11,000 more drivers on the roads that were already frequently gridlocked before the pandemic. And vehicle registrations now numbering over 50,000. Crashes increased from 2,167 in 2020 to 3,196 by the end of 2023, when 9 people died on the roads and 22 were seriously injured. But with no sign of any measures to deal with traffic congestion, such as a comprehensive public transportation plan, school buses for private schools, and incentives for staggered work hours, the government is hoping to reduce collisions by persuading drivers to make a pledge. The drivers in the Cayman Islands hail from over 100 countries that have different rules of the road and standards, creating challenges as drivers come to terms with local rules. But it is the sheer volume of cars on the roads, especially during rush hour, which is now the fundamental problem that needs to be addressed. The RCIPS continues to prosecute traffic offenses, and more than 10,700 road transgressions were recorded last year compared to 7,651 in 2020. Speeding violations increased by almost 700 cases in 2023 when compared to 2020. Police have arrested 3 men after seizing around 450 pounds of suspected ganja in several packages following a bust near Seymour Drive in the industrial area of Georgetown. The RCIPS said that police officers were conducting inquiries in the area when they detected the strong scent of ganja from an address where several individual apartments are located. As they searched the area, they spotted a man trying to discard something. When he was detained, the police found he had a bag containing suspected ganja. As a result, officers conducted a search of his apartment under the Misuse of Drugs Act and found several other packages containing ganja, as well as over $5,000 CI and over $800 in cash on the suspect. The police arrested this 57-year-old man from Georgetown on suspicion of possession and intent to supply ganja, as well as possession of a criminal property. A 35-year-old man from Georgetown has been arrested for dangerous driving offenses after the car he was driving knocked down 2 men working on the Linford-Pearson Highway. The arrested man was giving a breath test, which was negative, but according to the RCIPS, initial investigations indicate that the driver, who was traveling westward, lost control of the vehicle when he reached the roundabout. The car left the road, collided with a light pole, and then struck the two men before coming to rest in the eastbound lane. The injured men were transported to the hospital to receive treatment. One is in critical condition and the other is in stable condition, police stated. According to unofficial witnesses' reports, the driver was allegedly speeding and may have been racing with another car. Deputy Premier and Financial Services Minister Andre E. Banks spent last week in Washington, D.C. and New York City attempting to win over the hearts and minds of U.S. politicians and the media in relation to the Cayman Islands' position as a financial center. E. Banks was in the U.S. for over a week, from the 13th to the 21st of March, to listen to their views on global industry matters and to update them on Cayman's business vitality. The minister held various meetings to promote the jurisdiction, which is no longer on any significant gray or black lists. After receiving a number of complaints, the Department of Environmental Health has issued a notice advising the community that all residents and visitors should refrain from noisy activities in close proximity to schools, healthcare facilities, and residential premises. The notice was issued after homeowners made complaints about the a construction site on Norwest Point Road in West Bay, and which have been impacted by work conducted in the early morning hours. People in the community complained that relevant government departments and the police told them they were not in a position to address the problem, leaving residents to suffer sleepless nights. Some spoke with news media about the nuisance noise, and Light said that DEH also dismissed their concerns. But in the release, the DEH, Department of Environmental Health, said it had conducted several investigations following a number of complaints about noise from large events, vehicle repairs, gym activities, homes, churches, and loud music from vehicles, as well as from construction or renovation activities. While there is considerable confusion over who can hold to account those who are causing excessive noise and light pollution, the DEA said that a failure to comply with an environmental health officer request makes the offender liable under the Public Health Act 2021 revision under the nuisance section. This covers noise or vibration, which is a statutory nuisance. The town and community's law also gives environmental health officers the authority to require that a noise nuisance be abated. The government recently awarded a contract worth more than CI $1.2 million to reform and modernize the way the government does its budget. The local consultants have been asked to help implement an outcome-based budgeting and reporting framework that includes a system to support the preparation and reporting process. For years, the Office of the Auditor General has raised concerns about the lack of any real accountability in the budget because it does not reflect the results of public spending or any clear intent. According to the request for proposals posted on the government's procurement site, the Finance Ministry wants the budget to be clearly linked to outputs rather than inputs, as is the case at present. It also wants to use technology and make the hefty budget documents more concise, clear, and transparent, with trusted data and meaningful insight. Jamaica topped the medals tables at the Caribbean Games for the 38th straight staging and 45th time overall after they amassed 83 medals. The 51st staging of the event came to an anticlimactic end on Monday at the Kirani James Stadium in St. George's, Grenada. After sweeping the 4x4 relays and sprint hurdles on Monday's final day, the Jamaicans won 44 gold, 23 silver, and 16 bronze medals to lead the Bahamas, who has 36 medals, 10 gold, 13 silver, and 13 bronze. Trinidad and Tobago, who had 4 gold, 11 silver, and 12 bronze. Guyana had 10 medals, including 4 gold, 3 silver, and 3 bronze. Guadeloupe and U.S. Virgin Islands both had 2 gold medals, while 5 countries had 1 gold medal each. Grenada, Cayman Islands, Antigua and Barbuda, Belize, and St. Lucia. And this has been your weekly news in review. I'm Constance Evans.
From me, Laska food drink is the best nutrition for the whole family. It provides protein, which keeps us healthy, and the calcium, great for building strong bones and teeth. Laska food drink has vitamins A and C, which helps to prevent illnesses. I think that's what they call protecting the immune system. I'm never short on energy since it's fortified with iron. Nutrition never tasted so good.
Let's go food drink. Good, healthy, fun.
Let's go.
Yes. Welcome back to Just Before You Got Your Bed. I'm getting comfortable on the couch, you see. Because I know you just throw down the towel, and you've already done your dishes. For those of you who have kids, I know their homework is already done and you're just unwinding. So I just want to talk, chit-chat a little bit. Because, I was going through some things and, some information, and I could not believe some things. Some things are so weird. And I looked at, believe it or not, or did you know? And some things were just so weird that I didn't know that these things happened or these things could happen. And then I reflected on the Creator and how amazing, his designs are. And I wondered to myself, how is it that a people or any person at all can think we came from the Big Bang Theory? Or that we descended from monkeys? Because the last time I checked, I never say no monkey, no gorilla, no again you have chimpanzee, all of them. I've never seen one of them have an offspring that look human. And when I say look human, I mean like our skin type, fine ear, and look like them could have really got basic school or kindergarten. I've never seen it. So I wonder then, how is it that we descended from them? Because if you check my father, mother, me dead stamp a she. Then if you check my mother, me dead stamp a she too. So I'm resembling, persons within my family. We look alike. So I say if we come from the monkey and gorilla and whatever, them should have one thing we look like we too. So, I just, was looking at the things, how God, tells about himself. God reveals himself in nature. So we're going to take a look at a little bit of stuff in nature. But did you know that more than 1 out of 5 of all the calories consumed by human beings worldwide is provided by rice alone? I didn't know that. Me never know say, well, I know everything have calories, you get me? But I'm saying that all of that calories, 1 out of 5 of all the calories, we get it from rice alone and everybody eats rice. So so we have a problem. And then I didn't know, or did you know, that you have people who have a psychological disorder that is called boanthropy, and that makes them believe that they are cows and that these people try to live their life as a cow. Anybody ever see a human cow? You can point me in the direction. I would love to have a picture so I could post it on Facebook, because I did not know that this was like an official, authentic disorder. With all the things that everybody else going through, we're really going to put this on the list? You thinking that you are a cow? What other disorder there is? Somebody thinking they're a cat? Is there a disorder? Somebody think them a dog? What about you think you're a rodent? And is it that we can cure that with insecticide? Question. Good question. I can't believe this. Did you know that there is a McDonald's in every continent except in Antarctica? And I wonder why them can't manage the cold, I guess. The freezing cold would probably make the fries can't stay warm and nice. Probably would make it soggy. But then this brought to my attention that, when God talks about caring for the body and he outlines the diet that is best for you, of course, the enemy have to come now with some grandiose, we create words here at Flashpoint. He have to come with a grandiose scheme. And here it is, McDonald's in every continent. So fast food, and mind you have McDonald's everywhere. You have Burger King, you have Wendy's, you have the Popeyes now, you have Tim Hortons, which is coming to Grand Cayman, and you're fighting all of these things. And then you have the GMOs, and the people of God must be saying, oh, what to do. But here's the good news. God said that our bread and our water is what? Is sure. Did you know? And I wonder if we have it here in Cayman or anywhere in the Caribbean. But in South Korea, there is an emergency number 113 so that, citizens can call to report spies. So, Jamaica, we have 119 for emergencies. Here in the Cayman Islands and other places, we have 911. South Korea has 113. So I don't know for us in Cayman if you recognize any spies or you see anyone looking like they'd like to overthrow the government, please, 911 will still be our number. But in South Korea, it's 113. We have taekwondo classes, karate classes. We have those schools here and so forth. But that in Japan, where being a ninja originated, or I don't know if it really originated there, but they are known for the ninjas. Can you believe that in Japan, they are facing ninja shortage? There is a high demand for ninja shows. And we love, the ninja coming up from under the ground and disappearing fast and everything. People like those things. So now it's a dying tradition. And so companies are having trouble finding properly trained ninjas. So for those of you out there that you may think to carry in 450 pound suspected ganja or anything like that, contraband of that kind, you could find a proper job, high paying job. All you have to do is just get some assistance and take a flight to Japan and be properly trained as a ninja. And guess what? You start make money. Boom, you blow up. You put Cayman on the map again in Japan because what? We have Cayman Caribbean ninjas, professional certified ninjas. That's a good thing, because you turn movie star, you get big money, you get acclaim, and you're doing a decent job. Please leave the ganja to where it needs to be, in the bush and growing, and only for drinking and not smoking. Now, let me ask you this. Did you by any chance know that trees can communicate with each other? Or that dolphins have a name for each other? Or that bees dance to communicate? Well, if you didn't know, when we come back after this commercial break, we will be sharing that information with you. And if you by chance have a weird, believe it or not, story, please feel free to send it to us via WhatsApp or give us a call. Area code 345-547-8610. And, share your stories with us. Of course, you can also put it on the live, so we're able to see it, we're able to read it, we're able to comment the weirdest stories ever, whether it's about the wedding, whether about father-in-law, mother-in-law, nature, natural disasters, anything at all, food, human body, anything weird, or believe it or not, please go ahead and put your comments and your stories online so we're able to see it, share it. Give us a call if you want to share it live now, and we can chat a little bit. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Are you me talk? Go ahead, yes. Press the like button. Right there, sir. Absolutely. Good. Now share it with your contacts. Yeah, man. Touch share. Yeah. You know that you're a good pupil. All right, go ahead now and subscribe so that anything new that's popping here, you'll be the first to know. May I wait for you? Yes. Oh, nice. Wonderful. Stay tuned when we come back. Some more. Did you know? Believe it or not.
Rock the Boat All White Boat Party, the second edition on the 20th of April 2024. Music by DJ Mikey G and DJ Marvin Rollers. Tickets are only $50 to singles and $75 for couples. One complimentary drink and food on the house. Drinks and water will be on sale. Boat opens 6 p.m. and sails at 7:30 p.m. at West Bay Yacht Club. Call or text 929-7109 for details. That's 929-7109. You can't afford to miss. Rock the Boat All White Boat Party. Be there. Be there.
Yes, we are back just before you go to your bed. Did you know? Believe it or not. And thanks to all of you that have subscribed and you have started sharing, get the word out. Flashpoint Media, the creme de la creme of social media anywhere in the world. Yes, we are doing it. You know why? because we're not doing it of our own selves. We are guided by the Holy Spirit. And here at Flashpoint Media, we tell you what's current. We chat about what's happening, what's hot, what's relevant. And above all else, we do not stand on our own opinions, but we stand on the Word of God. Yes, indeed. And we only bring you good vibes. Indeed, we bring the point here from Flashpoint Media. So thank you so much for tuning in. And we're chatting a little bit about did you know and believe it or not. Here I want to talk a little bit about how good God is. So trees can communicate with each other. Now, we know, we can't know where you think. You say to yourself, where she gonna get this from? And some of you may know already, but for you who may not know, you say, what, tree can talk to one another? You'll be surprised to know. Well, while trees may not communicate audibly, so we can actually hear it, and we can't see it with our naked eyes, making it impossible to detect it, when you walk by or stroll and you see 2, 3 them hibiscus, so them attack or whatever. But trees do talk to one another through an intricate network of fungi in the soil, dubbed the Wood Wide Web. So you think how we wanted have www.com? Well, trees have their www. Yes, Wood Wide Web. It connects trees at their roots, allowing them to communicate by sending signals about upcoming threats like droughts or disease. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, you understand? So when you see an iceberg, and you see that big piece of mountain up there, that's not the whole thing what is hidden in the water. You want to go below, So this allows trees to alter their behavior upon receiving the signals. Yes, so you never know a tree can poison you. If you ill-treat them just decide, so I'm going to put out some chemicals, If you come and pick the bush or the herb, after sunset, them send out some chemicals and you go drink that now, adverse effect to the human body. Yes, trees are dynamic. The master designer made them so. So they talk, they protect themselves. And I'm telling you, sometimes the protection is, some chemicals out there. But of course, we know that if you have a mango tree or a fruit tree and you have it all 1, 2, 3 years and it not say nothing, you just take a machete and you give him 2 stop and give him a 1, 2 talk and say, wagwan. And wagwan, you see next season, boom, he might put out a 1 mango, but guess what? He might put out, you see me? And we know, say, if you can, you also run nail. You just bore it up to, a nail inside there. Him understand the conversation and see where the owner is going. Trees are dynamic. So imagine if God did this with trees, allow trees to have this kind of mechanism. Aren't we fearfully and wonderfully made? Absolutely. Now, dolphins have names for each other. So just when you thought that your favorite mammal, because I think dolphin are it, and then you have the orca, right? The killer whales. But dolphin is your favorite. But if you thought they couldn't get any cuter, hear this. It is a well-known fact that dolphins are highly sociable creatures. They typically travel in what we call pods, which can include anywhere from 2 to 30 dolphins. It is also another well-known fact that dolphins are extremely intelligent. We learned that. So if you ever had the pleasure of meeting a dolphin, I did, you know this firsthand, yes? Turns out now, dolphins actually have names for one another. Scientists have found that these marine mammals use a distinctive whistle to identify each other. So when a dolphin hears their own name, that whistle called to them, they respond. So that was intriguing. It couldn't get any better. And you see, as you learn, you grow. So, and as you're growing, you're learning. Because this was new to me. I couldn't believe that. Now, this one, I know definitely going throw you off. Because me know say no know this. Me know say no know this. And if any of you know this, put it in the comment. Let me know. Turns out democracy isn't just a human behavior. Animals take part in it as well. Guess what? The African buffalo is one of the animals most well known for using a voting tactic to make travel decisions. Put me on my head. When not? Yes, me know so I never know it. See? African buffalo herds actually use a form of voting when trying to decide which direction to travel in. One at a time, adult females will stand up and look in a certain direction before sitting down. Whichever direction gets the most amount of looks is typically where the herd travels. Interestingly, if the vote is divided, the herd will actually split up temporarily. Yes, because equal, me go so, but we are going to meet up. Only the adult females are allowed a vote, regardless of social status within the herd. No, talk truth. This is amazing. Did you know? Well, I certainly didn't, and this is interesting. So, the adult females decide the direction that the herd should go. And if it's divided equally, can you imagine? They will temporarily split up. Interesting. Now, uno bamboo walk. A bamboo walk it name in Jamaica? What's that name? That place there when before you reach like you go I wish eh? Alan Bamboo. And they say you drive when you go like you want to go up Annie Palmer place there or different road. Hey, don't say nothing and don't laugh. Cause we do have a Jamaican passport. And we were born there. Me remember go to Alan Bamboo, you know. And me also remember me I go pa where Annie Palmer did live. What is the name again? Rosal. Great house. Great house. So me I wonder, so tell me if me right. You know go to Alan Bamboo when you go up there, sir? Me wrong then, I know up there, you go the next way like you go Trelawney way. When you go Great House, you go the next way like you go on the North Coast or whatever. But you don't know where Alan Bamboo there. Which part we drive Alan? St. Elizabeth way and so forth. The St. Elizabeth people there where they are, no can say something in the chat. And tell me say Alan Bamboo. Come on, man. You know? Yes. So, who did know? Say bamboo is a fast growing grass. Who did know first of all say bamboo a grass? Show of hands. Put on your finger. One finger if you never know say bamboo a did grass. And put on your next finger if you never know say bamboo is a fast growing plant. One of the fastest. Yes, me never know that, right? So it's a fast growing grass with a hollow stem. Now, I don't want to feel like I know things, I know a lot of things. But just them little 1-2 things, I never did really know, you know. Yeah. It says it is used to create a number of sustainable products. I we know that. But it's best known for being a food source for them giant pandas. You know, them nice, pretty soft things and so. Right. So, bamboo also happens to be the world's fastest growing plant. One species of bamboo can even grow 35 inches in a single day. And some species reach full maturity in just 90 days. How in that? Not only does bamboo grow exceptionally fast, it also happens to hold a Guinness World Record for fastest growing plant. I'm going to ask the producer to give me a nice sound off of that because bamboo need one purr kind of thing. Yes, that's bamboo. And mind you, bamboo no one easy sitting for take out a ground, Remember that. The root indeed is intricate and very winding. And so when we talk about trees communicating, they intertwine in them roots. And when you try to pull one, remember say about 10 you are going to try to pull out of one spot. Indeed, what an amazing and crafty design. Remember we not talked about bees earlier? No. If you haven't yet, click the like button. Go ahead and do it now. May I wait for you. Subscribe because we have a lot of new things happening. And of course, go ahead and share. And I want to send shout out again because my girl Maki, she ever and Althea ever on par. Jemba, in Florida, shout out to you. All of you that are always tuning in. I may expect me. Guess yes, me already have some comments. I'm gonna go through it and look. VIPs. I don't know what you're doing, right? But I want you to share. Now, bees dance to communicate. It's hard to think bees could get more interesting because I remember when we used to, when I was growing up, what we would do now, we get the glass buckle them. Like a jar, and we go at the rose bush and we catch bees and we lock up the bees them in there. And I don't know what we were thinking. So, we don't know what we were thinking. We were harvesting bees. I don't know, we try to grow bees and we want them to create a next home elsewhere, porting them lock up in a the jar. No oxygen. What were we thinking? But they get more interesting as it turns out. Just like many other species, bees communicate, of course, with one another. They live in a hive, and they do all the work together. So communication, of course, we know about that, certainly is key. However, what sets bees apart from other species is that they actually communicate by dancing. Listen, bees have two different dance moves that allow them to show other bees where flowers are located. One bees will dance while the others watch to learn which direction they can find the flower patch in. Mikey G, please give me one bees little rhythm. Because bees have two dance moves. That's a little sound off. You know what I mean? Because can you imagine? Bees have two dance moves. And we the thing say, that's it, Mikey G. That's it. So we the think like say Bogle and them and we are create dance move like them and the hottest thing. Hello, news flash, bees. Because me know all of them dance movies what we are doing. And me remember back in the day we did have Bogle. We did have Della Move. Who do you remember Della Move? Yes. Right? We did have Della Move and them something there. And then you did have what they call it now? Over the wall. So they didn't go over wall and then you have parachute, you have land the plane, and all kind of dance move. Till they came up. I mean, dance has gone so. Me don't know where dance is now. Because people I climb up in a tree, I jump half and people down. I'm like, are you serious? So me, I go get my nice hairdo, put on my nice lip gloss. Put on my pretty clothes and buy me new boot and everything and me step out nice and clean, smelling good. And me think they on fleek and then me go out there. And then music a play. And me line up on my dirty mattress where I don't know where it come from or who did they on there. And somebody go climb up in a one tree and jump half pan me down go back. Oh my gosh. Seriously? Come on now. That's ridiculous. So when you look that even in social gatherings that you'd want to keep the peace and keep the thing nice, the enemy gone in at that too. People are fly out a tree like them a Batman. Alan Pan people don't just like them a mattress. Can you imagine lying on dirty mattress? You know how much somebody dead from and broke from doing dance when them broke their neck because me never even remember the dance their name. But you know, you whip your neck and you go and you twist by your neck and look here, and people dead because of a dance move. Here now we have nature, the bees teaching you let dance be more than just gyrating. Let it be informational. Is that a word? Well, we just created it if it wasn't. All right. So, there are so many trees covering our planet that scientists had to figure out a new method to quantify them. And they've actually calculated that there are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. Interesting. Scientists have determined that the number of stars in the Milky Way ranges from 100 billion to upwards of 400 billion. But there is an estimated amount of 3 trillion trees on Earth. That's a tongue twister. 3 trillion trees. So say that with me fast. 3 trillion trees. 3 trillion trees on Earth. That's not just a lot of trees. That's a ton load of tree. Even with all those trees currently on Earth, it is still very important, of course, that we continue to protect our forests and planting more trees. Because even with this three, can you see, if me I say 3 trillion tree, it will work, you know. But you see, because you have to do this, that make it tongue twist. So 3 trillion trees. We realize that we're still having, you know, climate issues, and a lot of areas are being eroded because we are cutting down so many trees and farm areas and so forth. You know, whether we're cutting down the trees to create mining areas, farming areas for housing and all of these things, we still need to ensure we're still adding to the trees, because that's what helps us to have proper and good oxygen, breathing better, keeping the climate cool. All right, so we're going to go to a commercial break, but I want you to like, share, and subscribe just before you go to your bed. Flashpoint Media, you know, tell a friend to tell a friend. And, of course, if you have a believe it or not, or did you know, or a weird story, please go ahead and, you know, share that with us. You know, give us your comments and so forth. Don't go anywhere. It's just before you go to your bed, you know. I will still have a little bit more to talk about when we come back.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Yes. Welcome back. And, we're talking a little bit about believe it or not, or did you know, right here on Just Before You Got Your Bed. As you can see, I'm in my pajamas. And you know what I'm asking you to do is, put up some of your photos. Go ahead, just before you got your bed, and post your pictures there. Send us some photos. Let's see, your nice pajamas before you got your bed. As you listen to Just Before You Got Your Bed, you don't know. And, as well, remember to like, subscribe, and share. And also, let us know. Send your comments. Give us your stories about anything that is interesting. And I have one here that says, Chinese don't appreciate eye contact. Can you imagine? I didn't know. It says a fleeting look is fine, but avoid direct and prolonged eye contact in China. Steady eye contact is not appropriate, particularly when a subordinate is talking to their superior. If the gaze is too long, they may interpret it as a gesture of defiance or challenge. So Chinese, they don't appreciate eye contact. That's lovely. I love that. Thank you so much for sending that. So if you have more, send them so we can share them with you. Shout out to all my peeps, Flashpoint family, all of our personnels here, from the boss right down to little Connie. Boom. Shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for being tuned in. Now, this never come as no surprise to me, but I wonder if a lot of persons recognize. You see, if you don't believe in God, and if you don't believe the words of God and the stories that He's told, and if you don't believe the flood and Noah and the ark, then of course some things you just won't grasp or won't be able to appreciate. But when we think of dinosaurs, we often think of the large reptile-like creatures, of course. The Tyrannosaurus. I say go Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's Tyrannosaurus Rex. I know the word, but you see this like right? So we always think about the big old dinosaur or whatever. And the lizard like, and they're so aggressive. But that's the one we always think about when we hear we hear about dinosaurs and how they were ferocious and so forth. But since the 1960s, many scientists have found reoccurring evidence that birds are direct descendants of these prehistoric reptiles. In fact, according to the Smithsonian Magazine, all living birds are indeed dinosaurs, but not all dinosaurs were considered birds. Some dinosaurs even had feathers, just like birds. Can I say, duh? And you must say, Connie JE, why you say dumb? Because we must remember prior to the flood, animals were 6, 7, 10 times them size now. And that's what are dinosaurs. Animals being in their giant state. So obviously, the bird them, expect say blackbird would have been the size it is now back then. So say the blackbird are gonna be bigger, pussy are gonna be bigger, lion are gonna be bigger, dog are gonna be bigger, man and woman were taller. And we see somewhere we have giants. So can you imagine back then when we were taller, 18 feet, 16 feet, you expect what a little ching ching right now would have been the size now living with a man that is 18 feet tall? Obviously, they were bigger. But because of the flood, all those animals that were not saved in the ark, you had the unclean animals going into the ark by twos and the clean animals going in by sevens. And that's something we want to talk about too, on our next show, but just to pinch a little bit. Clean animals are referred to like the goat, the oxen, the sheep, chicken. All of these things went in by sevens. The unclean animals now, like the coney, the swine, or what we call, pig, where somebody say hog. Those went in by two, so they could, replenish the earth after the flood. So of a natural, most definitely, birds would have been from all creatures would have been in a larger state. And of course, when you find their skeletal remains now and so forth, the evidence will only prove that the flood was indeed true. Now, did you know that forests can make rain? Interesting, but yes, indeed. Forests actually move so much water from the soil into the atmosphere that they end up creating rain. And this is called the biotech pump theory. Biotech pump theory. More trees, more replenishment. And you know what the Lord says that He wants us to be like? A watered garden. Flourishing, green, I create for own rain, nice and everything. How do you do that? Staying connected. Plants and forests draw water from the soil before exhaling it into the atmosphere. So I hope you did know, say, plants exhale. So how you think will I get February the oxygen? Yeah, because they're exhaling. Absolutely. This then impacts the balance of water and heat at Earth's surface, essentially controlling the weather and producing rain. Parts of the Amazon rainforest have also been known to start their own rainy season. Love it. Love it. Love it. A couple years ago, somebody catch the Amazon, parts of the Amazon forest on fire. You know how many plants were destroyed? Medicinal plants. And I want to interject this, that the herbs are the healing of the nation. So we need to ensure that our forests are kept, replenished, and that we protect them, because all the medicinal trees are there, and God has given us that. So even you yourself, on the advice of your doctor, working with your practitioner, you use your herbs that God has given to clean and restore the body. The master designer know exactly. So if him say you use unleaded, you can't go put leaded. Good. Or you can't throw diesel in your gas tank when unleaded you use. You see me? So, now show of hands of all those who have good memory. Can say anybody do you anything? Anybody do you anything? You remember? Put up your hand. And hurt your feelings. You remember? You not easily forget nothing. Put up your hand. Yeah. So guess what? Then if that's you and you never forget anything, mind you now, not forgetting is not the problem. The problem would be not forgiving. But we're not talking about forgiveness now. We're talking about the memory part, right? So, have you ever heard the phrase, memory like an elephant? It turns out that elephants actually do have a better memory than most living things. All mammals, including humans, have 4 different lobes in their cortex. And of course, we have our own Flashpoint media nurse, right? So if I'm pronouncing the thing wrong, me I got hear or shout out somewhere there, and I will correct myself if I'm not, because I'm, as I'm a wonderful student. Don't forget nothing. All right. So all mammals, including us, have 4 different lobes in their cortex, and those are the occipital, the parathelial, parietal, thank you, temporal, and frontal lobes. So you hear how I pronounce those nice and correct? Yes. So these are the 4. So all 4 of these lobes play a key role in the functioning of our brains. Yes. From language acquisition, it's like how we here at Flashpoint, we create words. Absolutely. From language acquisition to processing auditory information, each lobe is crucial, very crucial. Now, here is the thing. Elephants actually have a larger and denser temporal lobe comparatively, when you compare them. The temporal lobe is commonly associated with memory acquisition, allowing elephants to have an incredible memory. So it's because for them larger, them can compact more memory in there. They can remember whole heap more things. God is so good because you see, true, we now would have a problem in forgiving. God make our one smaller so that even when you try to put some things in there and hold some things in there and try to push it down and compact it and keep the things in there, there's going to be a time when those things are going to leak out. Some are going to turn over, some are going to throw it, and you remember nothing, right? Pray to God that we remember all that is necessary. Now, we talked about trees earlier. So believe it or not, if there is a threat, trees don't always allow it to harm them. Can you know why? In fact, sometimes trees fight back. Yes, trees can fight back. Ramp with the tree and you say, go over there. Now, it would be a little terrifying, of course, because, I don't know if, like me, you love watch TV and so, and if any of you ever watch The Wizard of Oz, and, in The Wizard of Oz, we did have one apple tree where it started to stone people with apple. Can you imagine? Oh, we have found, which tree now there, West Bay? Oh, we found the what's the name tree name? When name again? The peppermint mango tree in West Bay or in East End is stoning persons who are trying to pick the fruit from the tree. That would be a story. We would get more tourists here. I don't know, Department of Agriculture, if you have any tree that know how to throw their fruit or whip you with their branch. If you do, please let us know here just before you go to bed so we can share it and bring more tourists here to the Cayman Islands. More tourists, more money, right? Yes. And we can pay that light bill, see. So, but of course, we are thankful that we have not encountered such a tree yet, because I'm sure, we wouldn't laugh about it, but people that say the tree possessed dumpy upon the tree. So the narrative would definitely change, right? All right. But trees actually protect themselves in a much more subtle way. If an insect attacks a tree, it will fight back. Trees can flood their leaves with chemicals called phenolics, helping to deter any pests that may cause harm to the tree. They also have protective structures and processes that help protect them from diseases similar to our immune system. And I say to myself, isn't that amazing? So every living thing, God has created a design that surpasses the imagination. And all of these evidence that we've gone through and we've talked about tells about the goodness of God, how meticulous, how crafty He is. Did you know that the Eiffel Tower actually expands its height 15 centimeters during the summer? Because as the metals heat up, they expand, allowing the Eiffel Tower to grow a little taller, literally growing. And then when it's cold, it condenses and shrinks. Now, how could that happen? Could that be from the descendant of a gorilla, of a monkey, of a chimpanzee? No, absolutely not. Man could only be able to come with that knowledge because it was given to them by the master designer. We can estimate that the stars in the Milky Way is up to 4 billion. Yet when we check the amount of trees on Earth, 3 trillion trees. How interesting is that? Is that from a Big Bang theory? Is that just from evolution, that we just evolve into something creative and better? Absolutely not. So believe it or not, God is real. Believe it or not, there are 3 that bear record in heaven: the Father, the Word, and the Holy Ghost. I throw this question out to you. Why is God known as the Word? You know why? If you didn't know, that in Genesis chapter 1, it says, God spoke. God said, let there be light, and there was light. God said, let there be the firmament. Let it divide the waters from the waters. God said, and it was so. God said, and it was so. So He spoke earth. He spoke nature. He spoke all the creatures into being. He spoke them. So He is known as the Word. And we know that the Word became flesh and dwelt among men. Who is that Word? If you didn't know, now you know that it is Jesus Christ Himself, the one who has died for us to save us. And that not of ourselves, but is the gift of God, because God the Father loved the world so much that He gave His only begotten Son. And we know now that since He has ascended to heaven and He's interceding on our behalf, we have the Comforter, the Holy Ghost, who leads us into all truth. Listen. And here is the truth, believe it or not, that the Holy Spirit dwells in you. And every scientist, archaeologist, anthropologist, all the gists, all that information and the ability to learn has been granted to all of them and us by the gift of the Holy Ghost. And even the materials to make the things that are so diverse and dynamic, God created the materials that you're able to use them. Isn't He amazing? But here is the bigger kicker. He is coming soon. And believe it or not, all you have to do is just say, admit, and say you're sorry. Truly mean it, that I have sinned, and ask God for forgiveness. And Jesus will cover you with His robe of righteousness. Reach out to a spiritual leader and have them discuss with you the steps for your baptism. And all of that guarantees your name in the Lamb's Book of Life. Did you know? Well, if you didn't know, now you know. Do you need some help? We here at Flashpoint Media will be happy to assist you in getting you on your way to your next step, the journey to Christ. Because indeed He's coming again. Believe it or not, you don't have much time. We don't have much time. Believe it or not, earth is groaning the pangs of the end, all the disasters. You remember the earthquake in Turkey? This is what God says. You know, earthquake in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars, pestilence and all of these things. Do you know that there are no new symptoms of COVID? So you thought because we're not wearing a mask and we kind of good and whatever, COVID is still out there and more to come. All right? But I want to remind you that He that started a good work in you is faithful to complete it to the end. From our family here at Flashpoint Media to your family, we pray that God will cover you, overall you, will be beside you, go before you, be in your going out and in your coming in. Oh, bless your children to the fourth generations, and pray that you will be kept under His wings, because His thoughts towards you are that you have life. Believe it. Until next time, same place, same time, just before you go to your bed, Connie JE saying, have a good night. Join me this and every Tuesday at 7 to 8:30 p.m. as we discuss various interesting topics and take a look at the current happenings on our island and in our region. Just before you go to your bed, let's touch on the points with your host, Connie JE, right here on Flashpoint Radio.